Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. This is Alice Cooper's bus. This is Alice Cooper, and this is Joe Satriani. Now, how did the two of you guys ever end up getting together?
He got expelled in school for dressing up like me, and I had to come down and bail him out. You know, I had to come down and say, Joe, you can't do that at school. You can do that at home, but you can't do that at school.
Now, tonight's show, you played on stage with Alice.
That's right. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing. First time experience. It was great.
Really?
Yeah.
And you also collaborated on his new album, right?
That's right. Yeah, 5 tunes.
5 tunes?
Yep. 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, how did that come up? Did you just think of, I mean, obviously, as far as guitarists go, Joe's name is extremely well known.
Usually the first name that comes up, yeah. And you know, I wanted to, especially on a song like Feed My Frankenstein, which was so theatrical to start with, you know, and I wanted to get Joe, you know, I called him up and I sent him the record, you know, and I said, listen to this and see what you think of it, you know. And he says, yeah, I'd love to play on that. And then I said, well, what do you think about playing with Steve Vai, on this also? We'll make it a dual thing. And it came out great.
It's like there's nobody left.
Right. And then, you know, I mean, that came out terrific, and then he played on like 4 other songs. So, I mean, you know, he's on half the album.
I think as the Operation Rock and Roll Tour spreads its disease across America, you think there's a possibility of you maybe getting up on stage for any other Alice Cooper show?
Oh, I'm going to try. I'm going to sneak into every show I can, I guess.
So it's kind of, if you're at one of the Operation Rock and Roll shows, there's a possibility you might see this guy on stage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're thinking about kidnapping him for the rest of the tour. But,
yeah. They had a good time?
That was great. Oh, no, it's great, because very rarely do we ever have anybody come up and play with us on stage. I think the only other people we've ever had was Guns N' Roses. They're the only other people.
Under My Wheels, I saw that.
Yeah. And Joe's the only other person we've ever had come up and jam with us.
One of the other things I noticed from seeing you play so many times is that there's not a lot of talking in between songs. If any, there's zero.
Yeah, only because I think when Alice is on stage, I mean, I'm talking for Alice, he doesn't really talk to the audience. His show is his, you know, that's his verbalization with them. I think if Alice talked to them, he wouldn't be Alice anymore. He doesn't go, thank you, or he doesn't go, come on, let's get it on. Alice just looks at him, and they know what he means. If he glares at you, that means he really is happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of glaring in the show tonight.
Glaring, yeah. Every night. I glare a lot.
Okay, well, let's play a video, the first video from this new album. Anything you want to tell us about it real quick?
It's a thing that goes up and through and over and then around and then back up through, and it's a roller coaster ride through my little brain. Very scary.
And it's called Hey Stupid. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. We're backstage for the Operation Rock and Roll show, and right now with Rob and Glenn from Judas Priest. So how are things going? Last time we ran into you guys was when we were in Rio. Rock in Rio. Yeah. So how are things going so far on this tour?
Great. This tour is a blast, you know. If you want to come and see some primo metal, some primo hard rock, you've got to check out Operation Rock and Roll. It's humongous. It's a fantastic day of metal mania at its finest, so come along and see us. It's a killer.
One of the things that really surprised me was, I mean, obviously being an Alice fan for so long and being a big Judas Priest fan for so long, and both you guys living in Arizona, other than this show, you guys didn't even know each other.
No, he lives about a mile away from me, and the first time we really met was when we did this thing going up Sunset Boulevard in a tank in Los Angeles a few weeks ago to promote this Operation Rock and Roll. But since then we've become, you know, talking friends, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other a lot in the future, you know.
Now, how do you like playing on a tour as like a co-headliner?
It's good, Ricky. I mean, we find that this bill's really interesting. You know, you got like both the extremes of the spectrum of metal, if you like. You know, Alice has been. I mean, you know, he's been a guy that we've respected and admired for many years. You know, since I was just this big.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But it's great now because I mean, you know, you've got like a Metal Church, and then you got Motorhead. So you got Alice, you got us. You got, you know, and I better not miss Dangerous Toys as well. But so you got a real good selection of metal out there, and they're all good lads. Everybody's getting on, and it just makes for a great atmosphere.
Great. We'll be back talking to these guys as the Headbangers Ball continues backstage at Operation Rock and Roll at the Shoreline Amphitheatre right by San Francisco, California. So stick around.
One, two, three.
Boosh. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball with Lemmy and Wurzel from Guess Which Band? One of the great bands on this Operation Rock and Roll tour. And go ahead, start off.
What? Oh, no, I didn't say anything, man. I was just standing here waiting for you to ask me an interesting question.
Okay, the interesting question I was going to ask was, this tour with so many great bands on it, I mean, I'm sorry, I keep on laughing whenever, this guy, now I completely forgot my train of thought. Now I remember what I was going to say. This tour, is it kind of reminiscent of some of the tours? I remember a long time ago they used to put a lot of great bands together, and this is a tour with a lot of great bands. Exactly that. That's what I was thinking.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the trouble is the thing is run now more on the lines of an office party, you know. It's not really just lunacy anymore, you know. I could do with a bit more lunacy on it.
Have you ever played with any of these bands before, like Judas Priest? Which one?
Alice Cooper. Played with Alice.
You opened up for Alice, that's right.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. That was great fun. In 1988, and it's just as good now. It's great fun, yeah.
We'll be back talking to Lemmy and Wurzel about all the important things in life, but right now it's time for something else almost as important, and it's called The Ballbuster. Last week, South Gang's Tainted Angel beat Dangerous Toys' Gimme No Lip. South Gang got 53%, and Dangerous Toys got 47%. And this week, it's an all-new competition with great bands. From Detroit, Warrior Soul. You can't tell, can you? Even my eyes go over there. Watch this. From Detroit, Warrior Soul with The Wasteland. And from Maryland, Kicks with Girl Money. And the number to call is, let's see if I can remember this. I know there's a 1 and a 900 in it. Then it's 370-0100. Costs 50 cents a call. And right now, here's a band with a great new album out. Check it out. Warrior Soul with, say the name of the song like you're not
Absolutely
reading it.
perfect. I'm not reading it. The Wasteland.
Perfect.
How about that?
What this band is we're the N in rock and roll. Yeah, right.
Hey, it's time to go on stage, man.
Hey, will you go out for me, man?
Wait a minute.
Manager. Hey, get out of here, production manager.
Ricky Rackman here. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. We're again at the Shoreline Amphitheatre, which is just a little bit outside of San Francisco, for this great Operation Rock and Roll tour. And right now we're with Jason and Mark from the band Dangerous Toys. Now the tour has just started underway. How's everything been going so far?
It's going great. It's incredible. The show, it's incredible. I almost can't wait to get off stage so I can get on stage and see Motorhead, Judas Priest, and Alice Cooper.
Because you are like big fans of the bands that are playing here, right?
Yeah, we were hanging out with the guys from Motorhead last night, having a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun hanging out with these guys.
So hanging out with the guys from Motorhead last night means you just got in about an hour ago, right?
Exactly. We just sobered up an hour ago, I guess.
Now, we're about to play the video Gimme No Lip. Are you guys going to be doing another video soon?
Yep. We're in Red Rocks. We're going to shoot a video for Line 'Em Up.
Is Red Rocks, is that like venue in Colorado, right?
Denver.
Pretty.
Denver, yeah.
It's where U2 Sunday Bloody Sunday was done.
And which song was that going to be for?
Line 'Em Up.
So we'll be looking forward to that soon. But in the meantime, let's take a look at Gimme No Lip from Dangerous Toys.
Pretty
We'll
good,
be
Ricky.
back. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Give me a job?
Yeah.
Sure you will.
Wow.
Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball, Operation Rock and Roll. And right now we're at the Shoreline Amphitheatre, just a bit away from San Francisco. And right now we're with Mike and Duke from the band Metal Church, and never had you on the Headbangers Ball before.
Well, here we are.
And never met you, but I just want to tell you, you've got a great voice.
Well, thank you very much.
Because we've been playing your videos quite a lot.
I've seen it. I've noticed it.
Been doing good. Now tell us about the tour. How's the tour been going so far?
The tour's great. 3 shows. This is the 4th show on the tour, and things have been great. Everyone's been really good to us, so we're happy guys.
Now, where is going to be your hometown show? Is the band all from different places?
Well, we're from Seattle, and unfortunately we're not playing there, so we'll just have to deal with it. Mike's from L.A., so...
Yeah.
Back and forth. I got picked out of L.A. to go up to Seattle to be in the Metal Church, and I go back and forth.
So you're the latest member in Metal Church, right?
Yes, myself and John Marshall actually joined around the same time, back in '88, May of '88, and we put out 2 albums since, the Blessing in Disguise album and the new one, Human Factor.
Which you should go out and buy right now. And we'll be back talking to the guys from Metal Church at the Operation Rock and Roll show. But right now, it's time for some dancing. It's time for the Triple Thrash Threat. We're going to have Testament, Sepultura, and a video that I like because it's fun. Here's M.O.D. with True Colors.
Clawing at the windows, come to me, Charles. Atmosphere's electric, as it now descends the stairs. Hiding in the darkness is so futile from its glare.
Back on the Headbangers Ball with Rob and Glenn from Judas Priest. It's at the Operation Rock and Roll show. We're kind of backstage. You guys are going to be going on soon. And is this going to definitely be a Judas Priest show?
Oh, yeah, I mean, without doubt, you know, I think that the band has said more than once that we've got this reputation that precedes us wherever we go, and if you want to see some of the best metal in the world on stage, then you're going to get it from Priest, and it's a blast. This tour that we do in Operation Rock and Roll has enabled us to bring back some of the great Priest classics we haven't played for a while, like Heads Are Gonna Roll and Heading Out to the Highway, Turbo Lover. So it's a real good cross section of Priest stuff, and the bike and the bombs and the leather and the chains and the whips, all good, you know, mom and pop stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
So it's not like because so many bands are on this tour that you've had to tone down a little bit. I mean, it's definitely 100% Judas Priest show.
Never tone down for nobody, you know. We've got this thing, Priest is what you see, and Priest is what you get, and that's the end of the story, man.
Right on. Well, now let's play what's definitely going to be one of the future Judas Priest classics. Here's Painkiller. Band in the world, Motorhead! Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. I'm Ricky Rackman. We're with Lemmy and Wurzel from the eloquent band Motorhead.
Yes, we are.
Eloquent? Or Motorhead?
What?
Exactly.
Sure you know what that means?
I have no idea. It says that right there, eloquent. Anyway, you guys have got a new home video out. Tell us about it, Lemmy.
It's in black and white, and it's ever so good. It was filmed in Munich earlier this year, and we look very good indeed because of camera trickery, and we do stupid interviews, which everybody will love up to the hilt.
Was it done in black and white to save money?
No, it was done in colour to save money, and then we put it in black and white because it costs more.
Ah.
See? Grainy.
Grainy effect. The grainy effect. What's the home video called?
It's called Everything Louder Than Everything Else.
You got it right on the first try. On the first try. Now, there's also a tour that was going on a couple months ago called the Clash of the Titans show. Actually, last week we were at that tour, and a lot of the bands like Megadeth and Slayer kind of aren't getting along too good. Have there been any problems on this tour?
No, not so far. Mind you, it's early days, isn't it?
There's plenty of time for problems to start.
I'll think of a problem for you, Rick. It'll be better coffee.
But right now, all the bands are getting along pretty good.
Yes, great. Can I just say one thing, Rick?
Say one thing, would you?
Okay, one thing. I'd like to say thanks to all the crew, because there's like 60, 70 people out there working really hard to get this show to work as well as it does. And I think they're doing a great job.
Exactly. When we showed up real early, they were out here busting up and doing real...
out there, boys and girls.
You do We Are the Road crew?
No, we don't. Well, we did, you know, but we don't. We have, but we haven't.
That answers all my questions. We'll be back as the Operation Rock and Roll edition of the Headbangers Ball continues, so don't go anywhere.
Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo, huh? What do you say?
TV stirring something up.
On the Headbangers Ball, am I starting to get the look of complete exhaustion? It's because I am. I did get to see the Alice Cooper set, so I'm glad.
Anybody. That would exhaust anybody except me. I'm the only one that doesn't get exhausted.
You love doing it, don't you?
Love it. I love it. I love it. The more sweat, the better. I love to see that makeup sweating down and tasting it. You know, you want to taste the makeup.
And blood.
And blood. That's what, you know, all mixes to get a nice salty little taste.
Now, the thing is, I saw the set, so I'm not going to give away any of the secrets because, I'd be really honest, I like the Trash tour, but I think that this album and this tour is much better than Trash.
Well, thanks. You know, I think every time you come out with a new album and a new tour, you're always much more prone to say, oh, yeah, this one's much better. But I think so, too. I think it's more versatile, both the show and the album. So, you know, it's fun to do. Anytime you can get up on stage and do 4 or 5 new songs, that's like heaven sent, you know. I mean, you can do 18 in schools out all the time, but when you get to do new songs, it's great.
Do you like playing? I mean, is there ever a time when you're doing some of the old classics, which of course everybody wants to hear, Schools Out in 18 and everything? Do you ever get bored of doing some of these songs? Because you've been doing them for a long time.
I don't mind doing them on stage. I love doing them on stage, but I will not rehearse them. Really? I refuse to rehearse them, yeah. I mean, I got 3 new guys in the band, Vinnie Moore and Greg Smith and Steph Burns, and I absolutely refuse to rehearse 18 because I'm afraid I will get tired of them. You know, if I just do them on stage, then I'm real happy doing it, but as soon as they start that, I say, I gotta go.
We're not tired of hearing them. And we're going to talk a little bit about the new band and other stuff. But right now it's time for the number 3 Skull Crusher. This is Armored Saint with Rain of Fire. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. Ricky Rackman here, and I found that if you scream a lot at these concerts, your voice starts to sound a really lot like Steve from Exodus. Like this. You watch. How you doing? Yeah! See, I've been screaming all day, and now my voice sounds a lot like this. Anyway, what have you... And a lot like Lemmy's voice still. So you scream at shows in the audience, your voice sounds like...
A brilliant set, very brilliant.
My voice is perfect.
So if we scream a lot, we can have pretty... So you scream a little bit, your voice sounds like this. A lot, it sounds like this.
Sounds like this.
And then all night, it...
Absolutely the same as this.
So what do you think about this show? You've been seeing some of the bands playing tonight?
Great. It's fun to come up to the Bay Area, you know, where we live, and come and headbang at the Shoreline and be able to crawl home, be in crawling distance, you know.
This is crawling distance. And what are you guys doing right now?
Well, we're writing a new record, and tentatively called Count Your Blessing. It will be out in February. And then Headbangers Ball can play some more of our videos.
Okay.
Correct.
Sure, correct. Anyways, also want to tell you, stay tuned because we're going to be telling you more about this very cool contest that we're having. We're going to go to England. I don't know, whatever good came out of England anyway. But it's just called, it's at the Castle Donington Monsters Rock Festival you played at.
I'm sure I was Tower of Power. That's all I can say.
Festival I've never been
and,
invited to.
well, maybe you'll win the contest and then you'll get to go.
Hey.
And anyway, you'll get money, you'll get to hang out with Queensryche. It's going to be fun. And it's called Invading the Empire with Queensryche. We'll be giving more details on that. So stick around as the Headbangers Ball continues backstage where I'm getting all sorts of trouble at Operation Rock and Roll. Back in the Headbangers Ball, we're backstage at the Operation Rock and Roll show here with Duke and Mike from the band Metal Church. And we're about to play a video that we've been playing tons of times on the Headbangers Ball because everybody likes it, from the new album Human Factor.
Because there's a lot of people that are broke out there and they can relate to it.
A Day with Poverty.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Well, I think everybody's had a date with poverty on their way up or down or everywhere around, you know. It's about being downright broke, which we were in about a year ago, and we're still crawling our way back to the top.
Not making the big bucks yet? Come on, you're on a major tour. Everybody out there probably thinks it's nothing but limousines, jets, and...
Well, Metal Church has gone through some changes, you know, managerial changes and some record label changes, so we've had a tough life going, but we're not dragging our behinds. We're getting back in it and going for it.
But you guys are having a good time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not the ones who pay for the limos and everything anyway. It's a record company, right? So we have a great time. We just ride around in the limo with no money in our pockets, right?
Let's play the video that we were talking about. Here is Metal Church with Date with Poverty. Here we are on Alice Cooper's butt. Oh, what a tough job I got. And that's Alice Cooper. We're discussing art.
See how sick this is? This is really sick. If you knew how sick this really was, the meaning behind this painting, you wouldn't even want to be on this bus.
Because you can't tell there's like bodies washed up on shore right over there.
Actually, this thick. This is all blood is all behind this. It's all been painted in human blood. It's really.
See, look, RR. I did that. Anyways, the album's out, and you've worked with a lot of new people. Some people, like for instance, Zodiac Minorp. I've been a huge Zodiac fan for a long time, and not a lot of people know about him. And
Zodiac, the Tattooed Messiah album, Beat Messiah, is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's one of the top 10 albums in my whole collection. And I hope they do well over here because I really want to see them again. We did some shows with them over at Reading, at the Reading Festival in London. I really loved them. I thought they were great. So, you know, there's lots of good guys.
And he co-wrote Feed My Frankenstein.
Yeah. And they've got Nikki on that. Nikki Sixx plays bass on that. And Satriani, who played tonight with us.
Right.
Satriani jumped up on stage tonight and did Hey Stupid with us. And Steve Vai played on that also.
Oh, we're talking a little bit of Guitar Town. Satriani, Steve Vai. Come on.
Players, yeah, a couple of decent players.
And also, you worked with, like we talked before, Nikki on the song Die For You, which I think the lyrics are real good on that song.
Thank you. Mick wrote that too. And Nikki, Mick, and I, and Jim Valance from Vancouver. So that was fun because, you know, it's always, you always go to parties, you go to the Cat House and places like that, and you sit around, everybody says, hey, let's write something. You know, and that's always like, let's have lunch. And I took him up and I said, okay, I'll be there at 11:30 tomorrow.
Is that pretty much how it worked? I mean, is it kind of people, because there's a lot of major bands that are obviously, I mean, you watch some of the videos we play, they're obviously influenced by you. And these people get to write with you. I mean, it must be a thrill for them, and I'm sure you also enjoy writing with some of the newer artists.
It's so funny because I never look at it like that. And I think that's something that maybe they have a concept of in their mind, but I never think of it like that. It's just usually when you're working with other guys, it's just like being in the same band together for a couple hours. You know, when I worked with Nikki and Mick, it was just like we had been in the same band and we were talking the same language, you know. I said, let's make this part a little more like Yardbirds and let's make this part a little more, you know. And you talk the same language.
The Headbangers Ball continues on the road with the Operation Rock and Roll show. And right now we're with Jason and Mark from Dangerous Toys at the Shoreline Amphitheatre, just about that far from San Francisco.
Don't make fun of me like that.
Oh, is this tour going to hit your hometown of Texas?
Yes, we are not the hometown, sorry. We're playing Houston and Dallas. We're from Austin. But it's only a few hours away, so I'm sure our friends are going to be driving up.
Are there any cities, like when you look at your itinerary of cities that are coming up, are there any cities that you're just looking forward to, like, I can't wait till we play in Detroit, or I can't wait till we play in New York, or...
I'm really excited about Denver because of Red Rocks, and we're going to shoot our video there for Line 'Em Up. It's our new song, and it's a really nice place. U2 video was shot there with the smoke and all the noise coming out. It was great, so I'm kind of looking forward to Denver, which is coming up real soon.
Now, what's it like playing with bands that I imagine would be some of your idols? I mean, I've seen you wear Motorhead shirts before, and I understand Scared was like a tribute to Alice Cooper, right?
Right. Well, it's really hard. It's a hard thing to explain because, I mean, you know, when you're a kid growing up and, you know, you're in a rock and roll band and you're like 15 years old, you know, and you play Judas Priest covers and AC/DC covers and Alice Cooper covers and Motorhead songs and stuff, you know, you like grow up and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're on tour with them.
Right.
How do you explain that to somebody, that feeling? It's like a dream come true or something, so.
We'll be back with the guys from Dangerous Toys in just a little bit. Right now, it's debut time. And here's a debut from Badlands. This is The Last Time.
choice of you girls and boys making all that noise, 'cause we found new toys. Well, we can't salute you, can't find the flag. If that don't suit you, that's a drag. Hey, you see, hey, you see, you let me be, hey, you see, hey, you see, shake up and play late.
Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball here with Lemmy and Wurzel from the band Motorhead. Now, oh, you said you wouldn't do that on camera, Lemmy. Come on now.
You said you'd never let me do it again.
Only if you buy me dinner first.
You know, they were just good friends, everyone, and I have never slept with Ricky Wackman in my life.
Because you had to buy me dinner first. Remember, we talked about that. Anyways, the tour's been going pretty good, and of course, it's just started. What's going to happen after the Operation Rock and Roll tour? Do you have any plans?
Not as a game plan. No, we don't make plans, though, in this band. We've never had a plan, actually. We didn't even have a map, to tell you the truth. No, what we're going to do probably is try and do a headline tour of the United States when you can come and see the full show. Wouldn't that be exciting? Yes, it will.
Now, we've been playing all the videos that you've got so far from the new album, which is also on the home video. And are there any videos that you're going to be making? Because aren't most of the videos that we've been playing from the home video?
Yeah, they are.
Are you going to be making any new videos for anything on the 1916 record?
We hope so. We hope to do Angel City. But
Angel City, everybody. Wouldn't that be exciting? Yes, it will. I keep saying that, don't I?
Yes, you are. Well, right now, let's play another video that is also on the home video. It's No Voices in the Sky. Is there anything you'd like to say about this song?
Yeah, it's very good, and you should buy it immediately. Hundreds of thousands of copies, and make me into a millionaire because I need it. I need it in my life. I need a house in Pacific Palisades, right? And a Cadillac with big pink fenders on it.
So it's kind of a Motorhead telethon is what we're doing right now. Buy the records, give your money to the guys in Motorhead so they can buy big houses by the beach.
Pick me up in his pink Cadillac.
Motorhead telescope you're watching at the moment, everybody. And, I hope you get the sharp end.
Exactly, and we'll be back as the Operation Rock and Roll edition of Headbangers Ball continues. Ricky Rackman, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. You might notice my voice is going because if you were at a concert called Operation Rock and Roll and bands like Metal Church, Dangerous Toys, Motorhead, Judas Priest, and Alice Cooper played, you'd be screaming all night long too, so your voice would probably sound a lot like mine sounds right now. Now, speaking of great concerts, I'm going to talk about a great contest which involves a great concert. The contest is called Invading the Empire with Queensryche. We're going to be going to London. We're going to be hanging out with the guys from Queensryche. We're even going to give you some money to spend hanging out with the guys from Queensryche, and you can buy me something. I don't care. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go to England and check out the most incredible concert. It's called the Monsters of Rock. It's at Castle Donington, England. Not only is Queensryche on this bill, check this out. Black Crowes are on this bill. AC/DC's on this bill. Motley Crue is on this bill. Metallica's on this bill. It's the Monsters of Rock, Castle Donington. The contest is called Invading the Empire with Queensryche. You're going to find out how to enter and enter. Enter lots and lots and lots of times because you might get a chance to go to England with me and the guys at Queensryche. It'll be cool. So stay tuned as the Headbangers Ball continues from the Shoreline Amphitheatre somewhere really close to San Francisco, California. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. This is Alice Cooper's bust. Of course, that's Alice Cooper.
This is actually Alice Cooper's bust right here.
Bust. And this is, some guys are new in the band and some guys are...
I wish I could tell.
Trash record.
Some guys are used.
Alice, why don't you introduce us to the guys in the band?
That's Vinnie Moore right down there,
buddy.
new guitar player. That's Eric, veteran. Eric Singer, veteran drummer.
His own lunchtime.
That's right. Steph Burns,
MD.
new guitar player. Great.
I don't do anything in the band.
Veteran and sex symbol. Derek Sherinian.
Girl. I heard Derek telling people that too, that he was a sex symbol.
Oh, he was telling it. Listen, he's got
trying to convince them.
Girls, it's all about sex, and we're coming to your town. Operation Rock and Roll.
See, when he says that, his pants get tighter. It's unbelievable. Greg Smith, new guy, bass player. All killers, every one of them.
So let's
wanted
talk
in every
to,
state.
Some of the new guys. What was it like when you found out you were going to be playing with Alice Cooper?
It was awesome. I was like, yes, I'll take it. Well, first I said, okay, let me think about it. All right, I'll take it. All right.
And you having a good time?
Oh, definitely. It's great. Real exciting. Great to play with.
Have you ever worn this much makeup before? I mean, this is like
my whole existence.
This is like the first time. Everybody looks so pretty today. Look at this.
Sit next to me.
Wow.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for taking the time. And definitely when Operation Rock and Roll hits your town, you're a fool if you miss it. So definitely check it out. But right now, it's Frantic Fringe time. We've got a debut from a band that I've been hearing a lot about. I haven't heard them, so I'm going to watch a video for the first time with you, a band called I Love You. And we've also got a debut from Mind Funk. This is a cool band and a great song. This is called Sister Blue. So check it out. We're back at the Operation Rock and Roll concert backstage at the Shoreline Amphitheatre by San Francisco, California. As Glenn pointed out, this is the same place that
Julio
Iglesias played.
He's on the wall. Can we on the wall there? Julio. He's a big friend of ours, believe it or not. We've been in many recording studios with Julio. I don't know what he calls Rob. He calls him the Vicar of Hell.
He calls me the Minister of Metal. We did an album down in Miami. I think we were mixing the live album, and Julio was in there doing 5 albums. He records in 5 different languages when he makes a record. But he came up to me and he said, I cannot believe it is you. You are different, you know. When I see you on stage of the flames and the hell, you are the Minister of Metal.
Seriously?
And that's who calls me the Minister of Metal.
Yeah, he lent me some of his girlfriends, but he wouldn't really. He got 4 or 5 on his arms walking around. Wouldn't give me any.
Yeah, I just mentioned the photo. I never thought I would get a story about how you guys met Julio Iglesias.
You wouldn't believe the people we've met. It's all rock and roll, one way or the other.
Now, what's going to happen after the Operation Rock and Roll tour?
We're going to lie down and have a rest. We've been doing it. When did we start this, Glenn? All this work.
Yeah, no. Well, the tour started in September, so we're going to finish in about another 5 or 6 weeks. And then it's Operation Rest after that. Operation Rest.
Operation Rest for a little bit, and then...
A little bit. Then we're going to start working on new material, get back in the studio, hopefully early sometime next year, make another Priest masterpiece, and be back on the road sometime in the not-too-distant future. We won't go away.
We won't lie down and die. Good. Stuck with this. Good.
And thanks a lot for taking the time out, and definitely be looking forward to seeing you on stage. Stick around. Backstage at Operation Rock and Roll continues, and so does the Headbangers Ball. Don't go anywhere.
Where we'll probably meet underneath that gas lamp where the air's cold and I think I like being scared, and I wish you all were there. And I really think that I like being scared. Yeah, and I think I like being scared, and I wish you all were there. Yeah, and I like being scared.
Obviously, I don't have what it takes to get on the bus. I've been waiting here for about 20 minutes, and I saw what was going on the bus, and I can see why you didn't let me on the bus. Anyways, the show was good. You guys did a great job, obviously, and now it's on to other cities. I mean, are you excited about this? You love doing this tour?
Of course. Who wouldn't? Look at the package, the bands. It's incredible. Did you see some of the girls that were there?
I did. Well, of course, I saw them from looking up in the bus, and I was outside of the bus, as usual. But anyways, what's after the Operation Rock and Roll tour? I mean, this tour goes on till about when?
The end of August. And then we're going to start another tour. We don't know what it is yet. We haven't determined that, but we're going to stay out for many months.
You guys like staying on the road, right?
That's all when I'm at home and just sitting on my butt, I'm not very happy.
And of course,
I love to be on the road.
And of course, the new record, Hellacious Acres, out in your stores now.
Yes.
And you're going to be starting the video
for Line 'Em Up next week in Denver. Actually, tomorrow in Denver.
So we'll be looking forward to that soon, of course, on MTV. Thanks a lot, guys. And
no problem, man.
When Operation Rock and Roll hits your town, definitely check it out. Here is the #1 Skull Crusher from probably the #1 rock and roll band in the world, Guns N' Roses with You Could Be Mine. Back on the Headbangers Ball, this is the Operation Rock and Roll edition, and again, this is the tour with one of the great summer tours with great bands. I mean, you got to be excited to play with some of these bands you're on the road with.
Oh, it's great. Every night after we're done, we watch the whole show. It's brilliant.
Now, after the Operation Rock and Roll tour, what is next for Metal Church?
Something really, really, really big.
How big? Tell us. I'd say
so
show
big,
us, but that leaves us open to a
It's
whole
so
bunch.
big that we can't tell you right now. You just have to wait.
But Metal Church will be on the road even after the Operation Rock and Roll tour, right?
Of course we plan to. We just put an album out. We have to do that. That's our thing.
That's the
what
thing
we
you
do,
do, right?
That is what we
it's
do.
the business thing.
It's what we do.
Now, what about videos? I mean, we've been seeing your videos on Headbangers Ball a lot. You guys working on a new video?
Well, we're thinking about it, and that's still up in the air whether we'll do another one or not. I think we might, but at the same time,
I
you
think
never
we're
can tell.
yeah, I think we're talking about doing the video for In Mourning. I think it might be our next one. So
Right.
we're
And
gonna
if there is one, of course, we'll see it on the Headbangers Ball. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And right now, I promise that I'm not going to bore you with being how I say all the time that all these bands are my favorite bands, but this is my #1 favorite band in the world right now. And here's a brand new video from Suicidal Tendencies. Here is Alone. Well, that's about it for tonight. Actually, my voice couldn't really last much longer anyway. The Headbangers Ball has been on the road for about 3 weeks now, and now it's time for us to go home. Next week, I'll be relaxing and reclining on Old Jennifer, and I hope you'll be there with me. Also, really want to thank the bands that played tonight. Bands like Dangerous Toys, like Metal Church, Motorhead, Alice Cooper, Judas Priest. Killer show, Operation Rock and Roll. Also, there's going to be an Operation Rock and Roll home video that should be out real soon, and that features the artists that played in this concert. It was a great time. I want to thank all of you for hanging with us, kind of backstage for the past couple weeks. It's been great. Look forward to being at home, too. Also, thank the managers from all the bands, all the people at the Shoreline Amphitheatre, and as we roll the credits, these are the people that helped make this show really good. I'm Ricky Rackman. I'll see you next Saturday. Remember to keep one foot in the gutter and one fist in the goal. I almost forgot it again. I need to go to sleep. I'll see you next Saturday. Bye-bye.